Hello there, everybody, and welcome to Chamberlain's Chamber. I'm Michael Chamberlain, and we are taking a look today at the 161st running of the Queen's Plate, which is the first leg of the Canadian Triple Crown. Interesting thing about the Canadian Triple Crown, they run it on 3 different surfaces. The Queen's Plate is run on the artificial main track at Woodbine. The Prince of Wales Stakes is run at Fort Erie on dirt. And then the Breeders' Stakes is run at Woodbine on their E.P. Taylor turf course. So a little bit of diversity for a horse to win the Canadian Triple Crown. We have a field of 14 that's going to be going postward here, and they're going to be going the classic distance of 1.25 miles. This is the oldest continuous race run in North America. As I said, the 161st edition of this race. And in that time, 37 fillies have won the Queen's Plate. That's quite a difference from the Kentucky Derby, where only 3 fillies have ever won that race. And I mention that specifically because we have 2 very prominent fillies in this field. Number 10, Curlin's Voyage, is 5-2 and the second choice on the morning line. And number 2, Mervalo, is 10-1 and is going to offer a little bit more value in this spot. In this field of 14, we have the high speed number of Clayton, 89. 89 is the highest speed number in this race. Now remember when we talked about the Kentucky Derby last week, the highest speed number on your Brisnet past performances was 107 and change. So that's quite a difference here with these Canadian-bred 3-year-olds as opposed to what we had last week with Tiz the Law. And we know how that turned out when he ran second to Authentic. But again, this is the fastest number in the field. Clayton with 89 for an average of our 4 races at or nearest the distance of the Queen's Plate, which is 1.25 miles. The second fastest number belongs to one of the fillies, Curlin's Voyage, with an 88. And the third fastest belongs to the other of the fillies I mentioned, Mervalo, with an 87.25. The only other number over 85 in here is number 6, Halo again, and this horse is actually the third choice on the morning line at 5-1. So, as we take a look at this race, how are we going to attack it? I actually am going to put the fillies on top. Number 10, Curlin's Voyage, has won 3 of the 4 races that we have in our scope of the races at 1.25 miles or at or around that distance. So with those 3 victories, including a win in the $500,000 Woodbine Oaks last time out in August, Curlin's Voyage is our top pick. 5-2 on the morning line, 3 wins, really close to the top speed number here of Clayton with that 89. Second choice is the other filly, Mervalo. Mervalo ran 3rd in the Woodbine Oaks back on August the 15th, and since then has put up a bullet work on the main track at Woodbine, going 4 furlongs in 47 seconds on September the 5th. Now that term, a bullet work, a lot of you do know what that means, but there are some out there that maybe need an explanation for what a bullet work is. That is the fastest work of a particular day at a particular distance. And it's signified by a black dot in the past performances, which is known as a bullet. Therefore, it's called a bullet work. So Mervalo is our second choice with the 1 win in the scope of the 4 races that we have. That came with Allowance Company back in June. The rider of Mervalo, we should mention this, is Kazushi Kimura. Has never ridden this horse before, so this is going to be a first for that jockey to be aboard Mervalo in this particular race. Our third choice is the fastest speed figure, that's number 12, Clayton. 2-1 on the morning line favorite in here. Rafael Hernandez has the ride, has won 3 of 4 races, so only 4 races in this horse's career. 3 of those are victories, and that is including the Plate Trial, which is the precursor for the Queen's Plate up there at Woodbine that was run on August the 15th, the same day as the Woodbine Oaks. Curlin's Voyage won, and Mervalo ran 3rd. So Clayton is our third choice in here. We have 10, 2, and 12. Now, where else could we possibly look for a price horse? Well, I think a possible price horse here is on the outside, number 14, Tecumseh's War. Not in our wager. We aren't going to include this horse, but I'm just saying if you want to throw in a 4th horse, maybe Tecumseh's War is the one to watch for with an 81 speed figure and 12-1 on the morning line. That outside post could certainly give a little bit of trouble to Tecumseh's War, but the jockey is Emma Jane Wilson, who is one of the stalwarts of the jockey colony up there at Woodbine. She always does a fantastic job, and she could certainly come through with a surprise on Saturday. One other thing I do want to mention before we show you our actual play, for those of you who are really big sports fans out there, you've got the hunch bet of all hunch bets in this race. Number 3 is Belichick, who is, of course, named after Bill Belichick, the coach of the Patriots. Number 5 is Holyfield, who brings to mind the former heavyweight champion, Evander Holyfield. And number 12, Clayton, that brings to mind Clayton Kershaw, the ace pitcher of the Los Angeles Dodgers. So if you wanted to take those 3 horses and play the hunch bet of all hunch bets, 3, 5, 12, for your sports fans out there, why not take a shot? If you do the 50-cent try, it's only $3. Now we're going to show you our wager. And our wager takes the 3 horses that I mentioned at the top. Number 10, Curlin's Voyage, is our top selection in here, and the horse that we are going to play the win money on, $10 to win on number 10, Curlin's Voyage. We're also going to play a $1 exacta box of 2, 10, 12, and a $1 trifecta box of 2, 10, 12. Since there are 6 possible combinations of the 3 numbers, both of those bets are $6. When you combine that with the $10 that we're putting on our top selection, you'll have a total investment in this race of $22. So that's our look at the 161st running of the Queen's Plate coming up at Woodbine on Saturday. We do remind you to like this video, comment on this video. Let us know who you think is going to win in this field of 14. Certainly someone to take a look at. Also, be sure to subscribe to Chamberlain's Chamber. And we certainly look forward to our next thoroughbred horse race. We'll see where that is. We know the Preakness is coming up in October, but that's some time away. Michael Chamberlain here saying thank you so much for watching.